This is the Oregon Football Report. I am your host, Will Ortner, and it's the OG National Signing Day today. Now, I know that most of the Oregon 2026 class was already kind of signed, sealed, delivered. In fact, a couple of the players are already over on the university campus, but I did want to go through while we are here on Radio Row for Super Bowl 60 to let you know about a couple of guys that just committed today, and I can give you the final full complete high school recruiting class for the 2026 year. If you like the Oregon Ducks recruiting class, go on in and smash that thumbs up button. You'll want the Ducks to be a really good team, not just for next year, not just for the year after, but for years to come. So go on in and smash that thumbs up button. When you look at the offensive line signees, this group is headlined by Immanuel Iheanacho. He is obviously the five-star offensive tackle. The kid is an absolute beast. There's a chance that he comes in and is a starter right away at either left or right tackle, with both of those spots being kind of wide open right now. I am very excited to see Iheanacho on the field for the Oregon Ducks. Big-time star there. When you look at Tommy Tofi, the guy has been an absolute beast. He's been a high riser, was an MVP of the offensive line crew at the Polynesian Bowl. Kid is an absolute beast. He's a stud. He's going to be more of an interior offensive lineman. I think he's going to continue on the tradition of the strong guards in the Oregon football program. Obviously, Coley Kelly is the last guy that was on there. Another guy that can grow into being a star here at the University of Oregon. Very excited to see what he has, even though he is the three-star of that group. Obviously, if you are an Oregon football fan, you know about Tristan Ball and how well he can play for this Oregon running back crew. Very excited to see the four-star come in. A couple of sites actually have him as a five-star as well. Brandon Smith, excited to see what he can do coming over to the University of Oregon. Obviously, we've seen Jordan Davison and De'Aaron Hill come in and have a lot of success early on in the Oregon football program. I think that both Smith and Ball could be just like those two, coming in and being absolute stars. When we look at the tight end position, my favorite player in this class is Kendra Harrison. The fact that you are going to play football at the University of Oregon and you're going to play basketball, and he's one of the top basketball recruits and top football recruits, I mean, that just speaks about the kid's athleticism. If he's able to come in with a little bit of toughness, watch out, the guy can be an absolute star. We already got one Raiola. We needed to add one more. Dayton Raiola is officially going to come to the University of Oregon. Now, you see tight end over on his listing there for his position. Yes, he played quarterback in high school. He's going to have to transition over to tight end or H. At least that is the expectation for Raiola. Very excited to bring him in and see all that he can do. When you look at the offensive skill position players, or I guess I should say more so the wide receiver position, Jalen Lott is going to headline this group. He is the guy I am most excited to see because I think he can have a Decorian Moore type of impact for this team. He's a very special player, dominated the Polynesian Bowl, was the MVP over there. He's going to be the next great Oregon wide receiver in my personal opinion. Messiah Hampton, very excited to see what he is going to be able to do for this team. Another big four-star recruit diving into this university early, a guy that I think can come in and be an impact player very quickly in his career. Hudson Lewis is next. He's a guy who's going to take a little bit more time to develop, but this is the type of player that can get into Drew Mehringer's system, and if Mehringer is as good as an offensive coordinator as I believe he will be, watch out. I think that this kid can grow into being a very good player. Last guy that I want to mention, I know that he signed already, but we're finally going to get Gatlin Bear on campus. The last couple of years he was off on a mission. Finally going to get the five-star on campus to see what he can do. Boy, am I excited. When we dive over to the defensive side of the football, we're going to go through the defensive line signees first. I think right now a player that we can definitely take a peek at and say, hey, that guy's going to be a star is Tony Cumberland. Long, strong, athletic defensive tackle, going to come in, be an absolute beast. Dutch Horsk, very good defensive end. Now, he is a guy that's going to take time for him to kind of develop. He's going to have to turn into a primetime player for the Ducks. I know that he can absolutely do that. Prince Tavizon, Very good player as well. He is a 4-star defensive end. He's going to be the type of guy that can come in and fill in the shoes for a guy like a Mateo Uiagalelei or a Tatum Tuioti in a couple of years as well. Now, you're going to hear this name twice, and I promise it's not a typo. First, Anthony Jones, defensive tackle, 4-star. We're able to bring him in late signee. Very excited to get Jones in the University of Oregon, get him on campus, and see what he can turn into. Very excited for the first Anthony Jones. I'll be talking about another Anthony Jones in just a moment. Speaking of excitement, we are just 12 subscribers away from 3,000 subscribers here on the channel. We have you covered for all of the Oregon football news that you could want. So come on in, hit that sub button, help us get to 3K. We are the fastest growing Oregon football report channel on Chat Sports right now. Is it because we're the only one? Yes, but we're still the fastest one growing. When you look at the edge signees, we've got a couple of different outside linebacker/linebacker types. Tristan Phillips is going to get a little bit of a look at edge as well as linebacker. 3-star kid. Guy is a player, primetime performer. He's going to have to develop in this Oregon defense, but we know that he can do so. Braylon Hodge, an edge outside linebacker type for Oregon. I think that he steps in for the Ducks. He's going to be able to make some big plays early in his career, and I think that he's someone that we're not just going to see on the special team side of things as a redshirt freshman or a sophomore, but potentially could see him even further. The other Anthony Jones, we have to mention him as well. He's not going to be the other Anthony Jones. I can trust you when I say that. He is going to be a big player for this team. Dan Lanning has shown that he can go out and get star edge rushers. You got another one in that Anthony Jones. Who is your favorite new Oregon football player? Let me know down below in the comment section. A lot of big-time recruits that we're talking about here, so make sure that you go in. Let me know, sound off, and if you don't know who any of these players are that I'm talking about, go and do your research by watching more of the Oregon Football Report. Defensive back signees, David Benjamin, 4-star cornerback guy. Again, when you see him, he's big, strong, physical. He can run with wide receivers. He's got the speed, got the quickness, got the athleticism. Excited to see what he can do over in Oregon. Azel Benang, another guy. Excited to see what he can do and step in. Obviously, there's a lot of room in that cornerback position. Will he be able to step in and play right away? Potentially, there's definitely something there. Trayvon Watson, JUCO player, ended up signing with the University of Oregon. Excited to see what he can do at the university. It's also shown that Dan Lanning, when he brings in junior college guys, they end up having success. So excited to see what they can do there. Safety is kind of the meat and potatoes of this class. There's no player less than a 4-star that is brought in on scholarship. Jet Washington, obviously the toast of the town, 5-star kid there. Excited to see what he can do with Washington. Going to be competing with Coy Parrish and Trey McNutt, as well as others to be a starter with that safety crew. Next, of course, we've got, Chase Sr. really appreciated that one. Next, we have Xavier Lahirsi, 4-star safety. Kid is long, lanky, athletic. He can make big-time plays. And then rounding out this crew is Devin Jackson, another 4-star safety. Excited to see what he can bring to the University of Oregon. Now, there are some preferred walk-ons that we do have to talk about. A lot of local talent in this crew. Starting off first with Cole Newton, tight end. Excited to see him add into this crew of tight ends that if you play in the Drew Maringer system and you are a tight end, you will eventually see the football, and you've seen a lot of tight ends from Terrence Ferguson, Kenyon Sadiq, Johnson this last couple of years really step in and flourish as a tight end at Oregon. I think that you could see that potentially with Newton. Aiden Louie, big offensive lineman, excited to see what he could do there. Abraham Zahayadra, a defensive lineman, could be a big-time star. Tavita Pongo, excuse me, got there eventually. We're working on English. It's hard for some of us. Another player that could step in, be a big-time player on that defensive line. Last three when it comes to the preferred walk-ons, Hudson Coe, edge rusher. Going to take time to develop, but if he does develop, he can be a big-time player for Oregon. Colt Thomas, safety, adding into an all-ray strong safety class. And, of course, Braxton Singleton, athlete. Could be really excited to see what he does on either side of the football. Will this recruiting class help lead the Ducks to their first national title? Let me know yes or no down below in the comment section. Where do the Oregon Ducks rank in the recruiting rankings? Well, top 5 is pretty dang good. USC, Alabama 1-2, Oregon over at number 3, Ohio State 4, and Notre Dame 5. Oregon continues to turn out top recruiting classes, and that is why Oregon continues to get better year after year after year. Eventually, this team is going to get the natty. It's only a matter of time. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video. We have you covered throughout the year on any Oregon football content that you could possibly want, so make sure that you come on in and hit that sub button. Thank you guys so much for viewing today's video, and Sko Ducks!